y'all, America has evacuated 122,000 people from Afghanistan, not installing a Middle Eastern puppet state we thought would justify our 20-year keg stand over a geyser of blood, but bringing home the spunky human capital we never knew we needed all along. The Washington Post editorial board said it best. Quote, "We've seen this movie before, and we know, too, how its plot is likely to develop. Afghan refugee children will become as thoroughly American as their native-born peers, and their energy, ambition, and pluck will be an enduring gift to their new country." Yes, their pluck is literally my favorite thing about America's foreign policy victims. Now, Ian, coming to you. Explain how our inspiring imperial wars are just backstory to our refugee protagonists overcoming our xenophobia and making our lives better.
Frankly, 122,000 Afghan civilians who fought and stood by the Americans side by side over the last 20 years coming to the U.S. will be the single best thing we've done over the last 20 years.
I can't wait for these new arrivals to learn about our culture, like the subtle cues we give when we don't want to hear more about how we ruined your country and would rather hear what shows you like.
Absolutely. I bet they're obsessed with Ted Lasso just like me. Obviously, I'm incredibly worried about the future of Afghanistan and have been since I was born in 2003. But we all know any meaningful reform comes from within. So that's why I'm joining the Taliban.
You
Congratulations, Kylie.
Lean in, girlie.
Thank you. Shut up, stop. After America's close on the front lawn breakup with Afghanistan, she needs to rebuild her confidence. Let's get back on the apps, Forever War Edition. Okay, let's kick things off with Venezuela.
They are dripping with natural resources, but a ground war in a sanctions-starved South American country just looks too sweaty. Swipe left.
Agreed, Hunty. Okay, the one that got away, y'all. Iraq.
America, do not go back. We keep trying to make it work, and it just never does.
Sorry, but America is ready to make the cradle of civilization glow all over again. Swipe right.
Get it, girlfriend?
It's going to be a great war.
Yes. Okay. This one we've actually been cybering for a while. It's our Mr. Big, Russia. Do we make it officially thermonuclear?
Kylie, I get the nostalgia for seeing the QB and the prom queen back together, but at this point, Russia is more of a permanent side piece.
Fine. Swipe left. And Ian, I promise we're going to come to you in a second, but we're doing something really important right now.
There are a lot of wars we have to get to. I understand.
Okay. So this one is actually a bit of a wild card, but America. Before moving on, we might need to do some work bombing ourselves in a civil war right here at home.
It's like I always say, if you can't have a war with yourself, how do you expect to go to war against others?
Iconic, yes. Okay, Ian, as an expert on Eurasia, you've been around and we love that. Do you know any good countries we could knock boots on the ground with next?
There's a big difference between bombing a country and trying to build a nation. If there's one thing that President Biden gives me a little bit of comfort on, it's that however badly this evacuation was mismanaged, the fact is that Americans join with a lot of other people around the world in not wanting the principal engagement others have with the United States to be through our soldiers.
Engagement? Ugh, I just wish it weren't so hard to find Mr. Right to kill. Moving on. Abortion providers made an emergency appeal to the Supreme Court to stop a 6-week heartbeat bill from taking effect in Texas and got sent to voicemail. That shade effectively overturns Roe v. Wade in Texas, and get this. The Texas law bars state officials from enforcing it and instead deputizes private individuals to sue anyone who performs the procedure or aids and abets it. Plaintiffs who need not have any connection to the matter or show any injury from it are entitled to $10,000 and their legal fees recovered if they win. Nothing says freedom like putting a bounty on the heads of pregnant women. Now, Ian, is this casual bypass of a landmark Supreme Court decision a sign that the United States is becoming low-key totalitarian?
It doesn't make the United States low-key totalitarian. It does mean that you're moving closer to theocracy in some individual states in the U.S., which of course means that the U.S. is going to feel much more disunited going forward than it does even today.
I guess, just to play devil's advocate for a second, I get where Texas is coming from. When you don't get the vaccine, it only affects you, but not being a mama affects everyone, because then we don't get to see a cute little baby with his little toes.
You've done it this time, Texas politicians. A blue wave is coming, and after everyone who is furious figures out if they've been purged from voter rolls, honey, look out.
The point point is, we need to be patient. We just have to empathize and find common ground with the discharged Navy SEALs turned Christo-fascists on the Texas legislature, inventor of the elderly Texan ice cube, Governor Greg Abbott, both sides chicken shit Democrats, and the jihadi Catholics on the Supreme Court.